Now, the Tata Motors share, there are two reasons. One is that Nomura did a report saying, Nomura or Credit Suisse, one of these agencies, did a report saying that JLR sales are not going to be good, which we know is not going to be good.
Correct.
So, therefore, their margins may contract and it may not be as profitable as before. Two, the DVR and ordinary shares were merged, which means more number of shares are available for trade and therefore the price is dropping. So yes, it could be true for next 2 years. JLR will struggle and maybe the end of this year they were supposed to get free. Maybe it will take one more year. But the succession has gone in very smoothly. And the next man who's taken over, he is not a man who is given to lever. He doesn't like leveraging. So you will see Tata cars will do well. But they may have a heartache for 2 years. But those are 2 years where you have to be willing to take the pain.
Being a business owner,
yes,
instead of a stock trader,
instead of being a stock picker, you should be an investor and a partner in business.
Correct. Okay. And talking about that, Air India buying 85 Airbus jets, likely to order more Boeing. What is this?
See, they had already ordered 450 vehicles. The vehicles are not delivered. That is, vehicles are meaning aircraft. Yes. And they are not enough. India is a huge market. And the difference between Indigo and Air India is huge. And SpiceJet is not up to scratch. Suppose you want to fly from Madras to Trichy, or Madras to Madurai, or Madras to Coimbatore. There are very little options to choose Air India Express. You have to choose Indigo. So this must be true of all feeder routes.
Okay.
So Air India is not able to compete with the current fleet effectively against Indigo in the local fleet. They need more aircraft.
Okay.
And the Tatas have cut down loss by 50%.
Okay. They seem to have navigated this merger also.
That I do not know, because there have been a lot of letters going from Tata Trusts and Tata Sons to Air India and saying how Vistara must be treated.
Correct.
But very clearly that the worst is behind them. They may still have service issues and all that. But knowing Tatas, what they normally do is that they are in for the long haul. Over a period of time, they'll wear the competition out.
And this other striking news was Star Health Insurance. This colossal data breach which has happened. How does it affect us consumers?
First of all, your data is leaked and you are compromised. Second is, I've always told people, at the end of the day, you have to be really careful. You are not sure that you will get the money. There have been complaints about claims also. There have been some complaints about claims not being settled. And there are already 3 or 4 times the owners have changed. At the end of the day, this is a very big problem in the sense that they will not honor claims. Now, for a company like insurance, which sells insurance, is only selling a promise. If it cannot hold your data properly, how do you think it will settle claims? When you cannot even keep my data safe, how will you keep my money safe, invested, and present it to the hospital when I need it? So that's the problem.
And what about this threat from Trump saying that if he gets elected to power, he's going to slap India with tariffs? He's going to have a tariff war with India. Like what he had with China.
Tariffs are determinal both sides. Americans have to pay more. Whether those tariffs are on products or on services is something you have to see. India's merchandise exports are very low. And so they need not bother. But India's real expertise is in services exports. So services is where our money is coming from.
Correct.
What tariff can you put on it? You can only restrict visas. Correct. But there is offshoring, and so people will sit in Mexico and work.
Correct. So this seems to be more election bluster than anything else.
It is election bluster and nothing else.
And the last thing which I wanted to hit on before closing the Q&A session today was, now that there's a change in leadership in the Tata Empire, what do you see the roadmap?
First, it was very clear that the brother would take over. There was no doubt in my mind. And I've been saying this.
Yes, there was rumors doing the rounds.
Yeah, there was rumors of a coup d'etat, but there was nothing, no coup d'etat. Before even the ashes could be immersed,
yes,
it is very clear that the brother is the successor and the brother has taken over. The key difference between the easy path for the brother and the easier and for the elder one is, the elder one had to deal with a lot of satraps, whom JRD in his magnanimity had allowed them to become larger than life.
He was
especially Rusli Modi, Ajit Kerkar and Darbari said they were running it as their own fiefdoms.
Correct.
Now what has happened? having learnt, and it took him 4 years to get rid of all these guys. Now, having learnt his lessons, he instituted a very strict policy of retiring people at 65.
Yes.
And as non-executive directors at 70.
Yes.
So nobody could stay there and create trouble for long.
Yes.
So he got rid of all, there was no satrap.
Correct. The musical chairs was done, the music was made shorter and shorter.
Shorter and shorter. In 92, Tata had Sumant Malgaonkar in Tata Motors. Just before that, he passed away.
Yes.
They had Sumant Malgaonkar, they had Darbari Seth, they had Ajit Kerkar, and they had Nani Palkiwala. They had all superstars.
Yes.
But there's no superstar now.
Yes. And the whole group itself is a superstar.
Yeah,
there's no individual you can point out.
Not many people on the street will know who is the chairman of Tata Motors, even the literate people.
Yes.
Whereas everybody knew who was Sumant Malgaonkar.
Yes.
Everybody knew who's Rusi.
Yes.
Now tell me, how many people will tell you Narendran is the MD? There are many people. Irani, then there was Muthuraman, and now there is Narendran. So what he has done by not making sure that nobody lives for more than 5 to 10 years, he is not allowed to create any huge super
personalities. Yes.
There are no personalities.
Yes.
So in that way, it's very easy for the brother.
Correct.
And in my opinion, if I add to this, the issue is settled for the next 100 years.
Correct.
Because it's very clear that the family has taken tight control. And there are 12 family members in the Tatas. But the only tree which has more people is the Neol Tata tree. All his 3 kids are in the business.
Correct.
And they're in their early 30s. And he has a grandson who is 2 years old and a granddaughter who is 1 year old.
Correct.
I think the issue is at least settled for the next 50 years, if not for 100 years.
Correct. And those of you who are interested in knowing all about this and Anand's views on this, please watch the Money Pechu Sunday video, because it's entirely dedicated to this idea and the story behind this. And make sure you watch that.
आपने इस पॉडकास्ट को सुना, इसके लिए मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. हो सके तो वीडियो को लाइक कीजिए, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल नोटिफिकेशन दबाएं. इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्त और रिश्तेदार के पास भेजें और उनको देखने की आग्रह करें. नमस्कार, धन्यवाद, जय हिंद.